Hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. It is a midweek Wednesday, right? So, hey, today I want to talk about, does your team feel scattered? I mean, people identify it as individuals that they don't feel connected with their team and everything. Are they missing deadlines, missing deliveries? Are things getting extended out to the right? And I want to talk about using sprint goals as a tool, how to introduce it to the team that may not have it, and how to look at it in a way and make the team aware from a coaching perspective of an issue you're observing, right? Can't force things on people. That this doesn't ever work and it always fails. So let's talk about that today. Today's how to deliver more value to your customer, not working crazy hours, and talk about how to get the team behind being in a single direction versus being scattered. So it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, and I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. So with that said, I kind of introduced my mission and the topic of today together as a whole. Last night, oh, by the way, last night, I'm losing my voice. We did the JAWS report last night, so that went out. Kanban's way up there again. And as I say, the Kanban, don't forget, next Wednesday, we have Jennifer Steelman. She's going to present Kanban, and we're going to talk about Kanban in our 5 a.m. Mester Scrum meetup, which is at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can register online. Got to get a Zoom link and go in there, and there's a registration at Zoom because I'm trying to control who gets access to the Zoom versus people that just raid Zoom. So don't forget about that. Also, don't forget, we do have the Slack channel program that we're introducing, and you can read up on that also. Yes, Bubbles. Bubbles over here talking to me. I think it's Bubbles. I don't know. Could be Heart. Anyway, so let's talk about this. Is your team, let's think about this. Picture this in your mind. Is the team, everyone on the team, 5, 10 people, all working on 5 to 10 different things and really not in harmony what they're delivering? You noticing that on your work, that none of the work is interplayed, they're not working on the same feature. Each story is a totally different feature for a totally different customer, maybe. Are your deliveries extending? When I see teams, I go in and help coach teams. I notice sometimes features take multiple sprints to get done, or deliveries for customer take multiple sprints, multiple months to get done. Is that going on with your team? Is that what you want? Is that what your bosses want? Is that what your customers want? Probably not, right? So how can you address that as a Scrum Master and Agile coach? One way is sprint goals, and that's brought up in this Scrum guide. And we talked about what is Scrum yesterday, and the Scrum guide is really as a guide. It's how you could do this, and one of the tools is sprint goals. Now, it doesn't tell you how to introduce sprint goals to an existing team, does it? No, it doesn't. So, how do you do that? How do you bridge that? How do, as a coach, do you coach the team into using maybe a potential of sprint goals to help congeal the team together? Well, one, you have a session, you have a conversation session with the whole team, and you notice the observation, notice that everyone's work on different efforts, or you can kind of gather their information in a conversation. I said, I'm noticing that everyone's working on different efforts. I'm noticing that the delivery times are extending, and we're not there's not necessarily a teaming approach to delivering some the value or big ticket items. Is anybody else noticing that? Right? Maybe they'll say no, right? But there's ways you can ask them as a team, ask questions about team. How do you picture a team working together? How do you envision us taking these bigger ticket items? See, this is the difference now. You could ask them what you're observing, and do they agree? That's a very short term answer. It's not that good. Though you can bridge it with a question. How do you envision our team operating? What would be the optimal way for the team to operate and have a discussion and have them chart on a whiteboard different things they would do and write some items down. Also, how would you envision the ability to take some of these larger deliverables and reduce it from a quarter down to a month to deliver these features? Because that's what you're seeing, and say, how can we find a way to reduce the time, whether it be instead of a quarter, maybe it's every month and a half, every month, or just get that down lower. How can we do that and work on those ideas? And as they're coming up with those ideas, one of the things, if you see it come out and what is developed by the team, is to offer the idea of sprint goals. And oh, by the way, I'm going to post up while we're here the banners from last night. US jobs, put that up there. Okay. So on the banner going around on the video is the US job market from last night, which I still think LinkedIn is kind of crazy. So you're introducing, asking them what they can do to help solve the problem versus you saying, hey, I think sprint goals will solve our problem. You don't want that as a coach, right? That's different, right? You want to get them to feel out what one of the things. And then what kind of tools can we use to help us get there? And then you could suggest, and as they go through that, you might say, one of the tools is the Scrum guide suggests is using sprint goals, where we focus on those one or two things and put some less multitasking and more focus as a group on those. So maybe when we do identify a goal, is there a way to, let's say you have 3 goals and there's 10 people in your team, or 6 or 9. Say there's 9 people on a team. Let's say you have 3 goals. Is there a way that we can get 3 people out of the 9, or some combination thereof, multiple people, to work on those goals during this sprint, so that there's more people focused on an effort, so you can crunch down those longer items into the sprint. So whatever the goal, how do we get like 3 people or more than one? Observation 1 is everyone working on a goal. How do we get more than one person on a goal? What are your thoughts, right? And then you work that out. So you see how I asked them how they envision a team working on all these goals. How do we envision the team crunching down the delivery schedule that's different than we're doing today? Because what we're doing today is not going to get us there. So I want us all to look at how we can do that without working extra hours and extra time. How do we focus that effort? It might also come down to prioritization of a higher level feature for a customer. And some things may not be done. And those might be other, like if you did a fishbone diagram, they may come out in the wash, where we also have to let some customers know these are the top value add for the company. We're going to work on these. We're going to work on yours, but it won't be this sprint per se. How do you bridge that gap? And then you might have to come up with a way of doing that. But this is the kind of conversation you have, rather than just introducing sprint goals. Sprint goals is a tool for which the team to use to help focus their time to crunch down the delivery, to help the team feel like they're working as a group on a particular effort and not scattered in 9 different directions, right? The size of a team. So that is a way, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. But in the long run, when you do it and you develop it and have them question it, it's going to last way past your time working with the team. And I think a lot of people miss out on that. They think that without the Scrum Master driving, let's do sprint goals, everyone should do sprint goals. Well, why? What are we trying to solve with sprint goals, right? You need to identify what the problem is that's being happening. And you as a Scrum Master can identify what you're seeing as potential problems that they may already know, and they just waiting for someone to bring it up. And it's how you bring it up. Now, when you think about this, I would role play in your mind different ways you bring it up. Bring up, and here's what you learn in the facilitation classes. Bring up alternative. Let's say this scenario what are my backup ways of presenting and exploring the issue if one way fails? Like if you just asked and they said, oh yeah, that's a problem. Okay, what do you do next? They just said, yeah, that's a problem. So what do you do next? You need to have a backup plan to help them feel around the problem, figure out what the problems are, find multiple solutions, figure out a solution they want to take and want the effort. It may or may not be sprint goals at first. It may come down to a couple efforts with that. And it may be a possibility of trying the sprint goals. And how do you condense it down? Everyone, we should only have one sprint goal. Yeah, if you never had a sprint goal ever and you get down to 3 from everything, that's pretty damn good, right? Maybe in the future it'll be 1 and you'll be more focused, but getting it from nothing to a couple is okay. I just want to express that to you. So many people, you only be one sprint goal and you only have the one sprint goal. If it's okay, if it's like 3 things that you can split them on team, but then find out, okay, as a sprint goal, how do we get multiple people working on that sprint goal, right? We can all identify sprint goals, but if the group's not working on the sprint goal and they're all off on their own and only one person's working on the couple of sprint goals, then that doesn't get what you want either. You have to find a way to get more than one person on the Scrum team. That's why you have a team to work on the sprint goals. So that's what I have for today. I'm gonna play the video for the Slack channel to introduce you to that, and then we'll sign off at the end. Hey, and welcome. Thank you very much from the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show for all your support and activities and contributing to our program. We are starting to offer this Agile Slack channel where Agile people can come together, talk about different aspects. I just wanted to share some of the things we have. Podcasts, masterminding, conferences, job interviews, questions. We do introduction, we do motivation, we talk about Kanban, product owner, QA testing, retrospective, a little bit of everything, celebrating your wins and your agile practices, things that energize you, sharing different things, different programs. And we wanted to bring this because a lot of these social media engines, it's all based on algorithm and not necessarily what you're interested in this way. In this Slack program that you can comment, contribute, and watch and learn from others in the Agile group at your pace at when you want to do. If you're interested, please send me a message. Connect at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. We can go on our website. We have a blog post on how to join our Slack channel. I just want to have a 30-minute conversation, make sure this works for you, because we want people that are active, that are going to come in maybe once a week or every day if you like, but not like once every 6 months. We want to make sure people are active and engaged, and this is beneficial for them and us and everyone in the community. It's $10 a month or $100 for the year. It's not very expensive. It's kind of like going to the gym, working out, but at a pace that's affordable for most people and enough to support the program. So send me a message if you think you're interested, and we hope you do join us. Take care. Bye. Okay, and that's the thing. And one of the things different I'm doing on the Slack channel, I am coaching, right? So it's not just a chat. My goal is to do a little bit of coaching along the way, get some goals, help discuss things with me as the a coach supporting the program. Oh, we got a comment. Here we go. Very good. So as a part of the Slack, the Slack channel, I am going to coach a little bit. So I'm going to get you to get your goals. I'm going to encourage you to get your goals. I'm going to check in on you as a coach. More of a sports coach than how do you feel today, coach? You know, I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be like, how you working on your goals? How you progressing? And I'm going to say, is there anything I can do to help you? And where you're at and what's your next steps? So I am going to coach you a little bit in the Slack channel. So it's not just a conversation channel like you have in LinkedIn and all these other things. You're going to get coached, right? And I want to push you a little bit to achieve your goals. So I'm not going to do full-up coaching, but I am going to check in on you and see how you're doing. And you're going to get a call from me every so often. How you doing? How's your goal? I know I completed many projects that way. How's you told me you wanted to do this, how are you progressing on it? And do a little interchange with that. So that's part of the extra part of this Slack channel. Okay. So with that, I say happy scrumming, enjoy, try sprint goals, but don't go like, hey, I think we should do sprint goals. Find a way to get them to experiment. All right. Take care. Happy scrumming. See ya. Bye.